Good morning and happy day one of the challenge. Finally starting to do some cooking and eating here. So for breakfast is a green smoothie. That is what the picture on BuzzFeed looks like. So for this, it's a banana, some baby spinach, coconut water, which I was able to get even though I couldn't get coconut, almond butter, and vanilla extract. And it's really simple. Just blend it all together. So that's like, how can you mess that up? So let's see. So they said to freeze and label the different bags. Yes, there's a frozen pizza in there. No, I promise I won't eat it until after the challenge is over. Okay, so Sunday breakfast, bananas. All right, so bananas. Oh, maybe take the plastic bag out of the blender. I don't know how much nutritional value that would add or how many calories are in there. Okay, and the next was half a 5-ounce bag of packed baby spinach. Okay, so let's see. Look how packed my fridge is. And I don't know, I feel really bad for my roommate because I kind of like infringed on her territory a little bit. But she's actually leaving to go on a trip in a few days. How is that even gonna fit in the blender? Okay, let's see. So that's, I think I still need more. Oh, my poor blender. I hope you can handle all this leafy stuff. It's used to blending like margaritas. Not really. I only make those sometimes. It's actually usually just sits in the cabinet. Okay, well, that's like between a third and half of the bag. So hopefully that'll be enough. It certainly looks like enough. Wow, holy crap. Okay. So here is the coconut water. And I think, so 1 cup is about half of this. But I am going to measure it because I'm not really good with estimating, like, oh, I think that's half. Like, I have no idea really how much spinach I just used. So, okay. How do I open this? Day 1 of the challenge. Challenge 1, opening the, well, I guess that'd be challenge 2. Challenge 1 was getting all the spinach in the blender. Okay, 1 cup. Okay, 1 cup. I hope that's enough liquid for all that spinach. Sorry, it's early and I have not had coffee, obviously. Okay, coconut water in the blender. All right, what was next? 2 tablespoons natural unsalted almond butter. I think that's the kind of bad. I hope I got that kind. Let's see. So where did I put it? Oh, it would be in the other cabinet maybe? Oh, there we go. Natural, no stir, almond butter, creamy. It doesn't say if there's no salt or not. Oh, it does say that there's salt in there. Oops. Oh well. Well, that was the other kind. I don't know. There was like a really expensive kind and then this kind, and this kind was cheaper. So hopefully it's okay. So there was, what did it say? I'm gonna guess that challenge number 3 is getting the butter out of the tablespoon and into the blender. But we'll see. Maybe I'll run into something else before then, like getting the plastic wrap. This is why I'm not a professional chef. Okay, that's obviously overflowing, so I think this is actually about 2 tablespoons. I'm being innovative. I'm using one of the spinach leaves to drag it out of the spoon. Alright, well, I got most of it out. The rest I can look, I think. Please don't spill, please don't spill, please don't spill. Come on. I'm like pouring it so slowly, I'm scared. Okay, there we go. Please don't spill, I'm not on the phone. I'm not going to lick the excess of that because I tried that once when I was like 8 or 9 or something. You know, my logic was, oh, you know, I like vanilla ice cream, I like vanilla flavored whatever, so I should like vanilla extract. And I tasted some. You know, that was probably like my first sip of alcohol, I guess, if you think about it. Yeah, for those of you who haven't tried it, vanilla extract does not taste like vanilla. No. Okay, so add the ingredients to a high-speed blender and puree until smooth. Hopefully this counts as a high-speed blender. Wow, there's so much spinach in there. Well, let's find out what happens. It's gonna get loud. If I can get the top on, please get the top on. Okay, well, you can see like the water level, so at least it looks to be there's some liquid there. All right, so let's see. Okay, so I did kind of an amateur move and stopped the recording without realizing it. So, anyway, to summarize, I put all the ingredients in the blender, I blended it for a minute. Not good. You know, I thought I was recording my moment of truth first sip, but I guess I wasn't. So let's try again. This time, I mean, it's not as like crazy because I know what it tastes like. But to recap, I do get a lot of the banana, which is great because when you saw like how much banana there was compared to how much spinach there was, it was like very, very spinachy. And the spinach obviously does come through, but that's just more of like an aftertaste. I don't really taste any like coconut or almond, which is fine. I mean, I think those were more for like the texture than for the flavor, but who knows. So it's like, it's good. It's not like my favorite thing in the world, but I don't hate it. Like, I wouldn't mind like having this as a breakfast every once in a while. So, so yeah, breakfast, kind of a success, except for the part where I wasn't recording for a lot of it. Oops. But yeah, I mean, you know, it looks like the picture, which is good. You know, since I wasn't like, you know, usually when I cook it doesn't look like the picture, but this wasn't really cooking. It was just throwing ingredients into a blender and blending them. So that hopefully shouldn't be too hard. And I think I did an okay job of that. So, yeah, so, you know, I would have this again for sure, especially when you consider like how healthy it is. About how filling it is, I obviously don't know that yet. And today is kind of a weird day, because I slept in, like, it took me until 2 o'clock in the morning, actually, to get everything ready for the video from yesterday. Like, editing it took, like, 2.5 hours. I mean, that's because I had so much, like, just grocery footage and so much that I needed to cut because it was just me walking around the grocery store, and really, who the F cares? So that took longer than I thought it would to kind of go through that and have a final cut, and it actually ended up being 23 minutes long, so I don't know who would actually slog through that. But it'll be a little different, you know, going forward since there's actual cooking and tasting involved if I remember to leave the camera on. So I will check back in at lunchtime, which should be soon today because it's already almost 11. So I think I'm going to be cooking lunch really, really soon. All right, time to finish the smoothie. See you later. Okay, a couple more notes on breakfast. I'm still on breakfast. The more I have it, actually, the more I drink of it, like the more I like it, which is awesome. I'm noticing that there's like lots of like big chunks of banana. So I think for next time, if I do this again, and like to anyone else who might want to try it, I think next time I'm gonna pre-blend the banana first, so that it's already smooth, and so that when I add everything else, it can kind of like have that to go into. Or maybe I should just follow the directions and actually blend it for a whole minute instead of just like half a minute like I actually did. Okay, so I decided to start cooking lunch early because I don't know how long it's gonna take, and I do have to work later, and I don't want to like have to leave work with something halfway done. So I think I'll just cook it now, and you know, if it doesn't take as long as I thought, then I'll just like let it sit and not eat it until time to leave. Okay, so lunch for day 2 is roasted fennel, asparagus, and red onions with Parmesan and hard-boiled eggs, and that looks really good in the picture, so hopefully it'll taste that good. So first is like the prep, so I have to chop And so I have to chop the fennel and the onions. I guess not chop them, but like put them into little pieces, like so about that size. So so we'll start with that. Okay, so I have Devin's ready. Okay, so I have my fennel, and I'm trying to figure out how to cut it. First I took off the top parts and put them in this bowl. It said you can use those just like to sprinkle on top. So I've actually never cooked with fennel before. So it said to core it, I think. Cored and cut in 1/2 inch wedges lengthwise. So, so it looks like the bottom part right there is the core. So I'm gonna I guess I'll just cut into it and see. Okay. Okay, so you can kind of see that there's still a core there. Oh, but look, like this part can come off like this. So maybe this is the part you're supposed to use, like little bits come off around. I don't know if I'm supposed to use that part, so I'm just gonna cut it off. So I guess just like these pieces will be what I'm using. It smells interesting. It smells like medicine. Huh. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so that top part, like, I don't know, maybe it's okay, but maybe it's not. I don't know. It looks really, like, fibrous and plant-like, so I don't know if that's, like, okay to eat or not. Alright, well, let's cut off another little bit of this core here. Okay. I don't even know if I've ever had this. Like, it's possible, like, it's been served to me in a restaurant or something, and I've had it there, but as far as I know, I've never had fennel before. I don't know. I mean, I hope it's good. I mean, it looked good in the picture, you know what I mean? I like roasted vegetables in general, so, I mean, that's what this is, isn't it? Just a roasted vegetable, so. It does smell kind of weird, like, I wouldn't say it smells bad, but not like the most appetizing thing in the world. So let's see, I think this might be the core, so I don't think I'm going to use any of that part. Alright, taking off these little greeny parts and putting them in my greeny parts bowl. They're really having us jump into this challenge thing, you know, first like green smoothie for breakfast and now this weird plant for lunch. Yeah, I don't know, usually for breakfast I like to have like some sort of mixture of eggs and cheese and carbohydrates. Like, I don't know, I'm really bad about, like, I have lots of frozen breakfast, so I have like a bunch of breakfast burritos in the freezer. I don't like just like heat one of those up and like have it on the go. I can eat it in my car without making too much of a mess. So yesterday, for my last day of normal food, I had a bagel and cream cheese from Dunkin' Donuts, which I used to have like bagels all the time when I was like a teenager. That would be my breakfast like every day. Not so much anymore. Now I like to have something that also has protein in it, so that's why I usually have something with an egg in it. Not that, you know, a frozen breakfast burrito is any better for you than a bagel with cream cheese, but at least it has, like, at least it's more than just carbs. Okay. So, this is what it's supposed to look like before cooking. This is what it actually looks like so far, so not too far off. I think my tray is, like, a little more crowded. I don't think it's as wide as theirs. But I think it should be good, so let's add the canola oil and the salt and pepper. See, when I normally cook, I never really measure out my oil. I just, first of all, I pretty much just use olive oil, like exclusively. Um, you know, I have the vegetable oil there, but I don't really use it. And I just kind of like, you know, throw it on. Like, I'm not like, I don't go crazy with it, but I don't like measure it. I just, you know, I have my olive oil and, you know, this thing, and I just like pour it, you know, drizzle it over until I think it looks good. So I think probably measuring out the oil is an important part of like calorie control, I guess.